May I ask the reason of why you choose LZ for your importing needs? And would you recommend the LZ Lite to others?
Well, the main reason I would recommend LZ is that we began importing some 8 to 10 years ago. We found that in the previous years, dealing directly with factories, and especially on multiple number of factories, there was a lot of organising required, and with that came issues of shipping, quality control, having access to the right people when you needed to talk to someone regarding a problem. And so when I went to Hong Kong Fair, I met Will. He was working for an existing floodlight company, and we struck up a relationship, and then after he chose to leave that company and begin his own import-export company under the branding of LZ as a trading company, he approached us as his first international client. And after we sat down and gave him some points as to what we would expect for that with that relationship in regards to commissions, etc., he then went and approached all of the companies that we were dealing with, and from that point on we began collating all our orders in one format and sending that to Will. He then would distribute all of those orders to all the different companies, and the beauty thing is that he would then not only send those orders off, they would begin the process of being manufactured after our purchase invoice was attended to, and then he would do the follow-up. So unlike other trading companies who may just take your money and then send you on your way to have any dealings directly with the factory if you have an issue, Will's company is quite the opposite to that, in that he will follow that order all the way through the system, and in that being that he will then, once it's manufactured, and keep an eye on the time frames as been promised, he'll look after the quality control. So he'll go and do spot checks, he'll pull ribbon out, floodlights out, he'll then make sure that the lumen outputs are correct, the wattage is correct, and that the actual specs are according to what we initiated in the beginning. And so then he would then organise the packing once that was signed off on. If it wasn't to his satisfaction, even far beyond our expectations, he would then say to the factory, no, you either have to make it again or modify it before we ship it. Once that was done, if that ever happened, he would then organise to collate all those orders at one point, pack them all into one consignment from all the different factories, so we weren't having multiple shipments, just one shipment. Photograph all those cartons, number all the cartons, get it to the consignee, and then it would offer us a tracking number when it was available, and then follow that shipment all the way through to Melbourne. And he even knew at what point I'd even picked it up from DHL, which is the carrier that we chose. And so he would look at, as a business, he would look at from the beginning of the order to the very end of the order, and everything in between. And as a person who's importing and not having to deal with all those other issues, is worth its weight in gold. It saved us a lot of time and energy, and we could then focus on what we were there to do, was the sales and marketing aspect of our business and dealing with our clients. And then Will was able to then deal with the manufacturing people as well, and it was a win-win for both of us. We were always able to have the confidence, 100% confidence, to know that we were going to be looked after. And then on our visits, which I still did once or twice a year over to either Hong Kong or Shenzhen, we would be there. We'd have an itinerary, we would go and see factories, we would improve on product. If there was an issue, we would bring some of that product back, or we would send a video prior, and then we would discuss that with the factory to help to improve the product range. So all in all, we really haven't had any complaint over that time, and we've had a great working relationship since. Now that I'm retired and have been for 2 years, it has developed. more than just a business relationship, and we've become very close friends with him and his family. And so I highly recommend him and his team. And his team now has expanded, and under his guidance they do a fantastic job. So if you're looking for a really good partner in China to look after your needs, I highly recommend LZ to you. Thank you.
Appreciate a lot for your support, Phil. It's always my honor be there with you with me and my team's best efforts, and I'm actually spoiled.
Well, it goes both ways, and as any good business relationship is, it is a two-way street, and that's great.
Great.
That's it.
Okay. Cheers, Mike.
Good. Now you can edit that out however you like.
All right.
All right.
All right.